a court order for him to release that footage, that he cannot do it, on one-on-one basis, but he needed a legal backing, a legal backup. So it was on that basis that Yomi now, said he sent the number to Baba Mohbad that a court order will be needed.
Please, wait. Let's stop right there. A neighbor said he needs a court order. The same neighbor who wanted to show what was in the footage to Yomi, right? The neighbor wanted to show it to Yomi, right?
Showing is different from lifting.
I know. But I mean, at least showing him, making him confirm it, right?
Well, I understood your question, but what he said at the end of the day was that he doesn't have that luxury of time to sit down and be watching the footage.
Yeah,
because he had already made his presence known on the video to people. He will not want anybody to ambush him there. You understand? So
I understand that.
But the neighbor gave a first-hand information on what he saw from his own footage as far as that Monday 11th was concerned. So, but because of the court order that he said he needed.
Yeah, the time factor, because the time factor Yomi had to leave, and also, the neighbor needed court order. Though for me, I will say, I'm just finding it strange for neighbor to be telling, for neighbor who is willing to show somebody what is in somewhere, something to be, that was belong to him. That property, that CCTV footage belonged to the neighbor, right? Belong to the neighbor.
But I believe for his own safety, he needed a backup that he was compelled by the court order to release the footage. That's my own thinking.
I know, no, sure. We think differently now. Neighbor, in one sense, already volunteered himself. He wanted to show what was in there to Yomi. So, for neighbor to wanting to show it to Yomi, I don't think that neighbor really see it as a big deal, because he has watched it and he was playing it, volunteering to show it to Yomi. But in the next second, the neighbor now needed court order for it to be lifted away from him. Anyway, let's put that one down. We'll pen it down. Now let's go on to how he got to Muyiwa.
So now,
at this point now, an officer of the court is needed, right?
That is correct.
That is a lawyer, because an officer of the court.
Not necessarily officer of the court, but a court, someone or a court injunction.
That's what I'm saying. You don't take case to court and left through an officer of the court now, through a lawyer now.
It's all right.
How do you take a case to court? It's through a lawyer. Either you go to the police by themselves, we order for it, they will come get it, or if you want to go by yourself, you have to go through a lawyer.
That is correct. That is correct.
Before the court. So now,
that is correct.
We now need a legal team, a lawyer. So in the search of a legal team who will take an injunction, or maybe an injunction order from the court to harvest the information that is there. So now Yomi had to stretch. He has to go back to Muyiwa, right?
That is correct, because as at that time, the noise they were making is anything you have must be through the Alobas legal team. Right, so he contacted Muyiwa. So Muyiwa was requesting for the address that Yomi did not give him the correct address. I remember vividly on Latisness platform that one of those days that Muyiwa came up and was accusing Yomi of not releasing the address. So Yomi was advised on that show that he should send the address to Muyiwa, which he said he had sent, and Muyiwa confirmed on that show that he had received the address.
He sent the address to Muyiwa to do what with the address?
To give it to their lawyer to get court order to lift the CCTV.
Would you agree with me? That the best person that the neighbor will trust, that should work with the neighbor, is Yomi Fabi, not a third party?
As at that time, Yomi ran away from Nigeria. As at that time, he was in France to UK that time.
Okay. Because bringing in the third party, now you yourself, you're already becoming a threat to the neighbor himself. But now let's just say, nobody's perfect. Let's just say, because Muyiwa and others, let's just assume everybody mean well. We are in just Mohbad, all right? Why can't
that is correct.
So let's just say that the address is sent to Muyiwa. So now, when Muyiwa received the address, what was Muyiwa's action that pissed off Yomi?
Now, Muyiwa came back like a day or 3 days after that. Yomi gave them a wrong address.
Sorry, is there anybody? Sorry, please. Because is there anybody who understands this better than Kofi, who can be by his side to remember him? Kofi cannot remember everything, and so far he's doing so well. I even like the way we are going right now, because it's a very corporate person, and I love the way he's trying to put me through, because I'm trying to get it, and you see how we are agreeing on areas. This shows that this is reasonable. It shows that things can be reasonable to some aspect, and some other aspects may not be reasonable. So is there any other person who can be reasonable, not just emotion crying? I don't want that thing. So is there anybody who can be here and maybe remind him some things that he forgets, so that he can put it along, while he's explaining? Because don't just be in the commission and be running your mouth. If you know, please come up. Okay, you don't know. All right, go on.
I can remember him.
Okay, remind him some things. Do you want to remind him what he forgot? Did he forget anything so far?
Not really, but let me just.
No, don't take it over. Don't take it over. You are too emotional. You will go very soon. If I ask a question now, you go begin support. You know, go on address. I want to address what happened with our brain, not just to be supporting. If we address things rightly, whoever is correct, we will see it with our brain later on. Okay, but we must address things as adults that we are, as reasonable people. Okay, forget support first. Support comes.
I'm not support.
So if you want to address things, let us address it appropriately. So, Kofi, you can go on.
Okay, so like 3 days after, Muyiwa came back and said that the address that was given to him was wrong. So it was at that instant.
Coffee stop, please. Would you agree with me that Muyiwa, as the brother of Mohbad and as the Attorney General of this case, who has petitioned Wunmi, or who has a lawsuit against Wunmi, pasted, or who has had a writ of summon against Wunmi pasted on Wunmi's gate, would you agree with me that Muyiwa should know Mohbad house and Mohbad street by then?
Well, Muyiwa was in US. He has never been to Mohbad's place.
Don't forget, please, wait. Yomi came to this case. All this Yomi, all this stuff, I don't think there was already DNA case going on, which Muyiwa is championing. So Muyiwa knew very well Wunmi house, but before Yomi, he know Mohbad house, and he know the street, Orchid, right? And knowing neighbors, if Mohbad is 1353 or whatever, if you know Mohbad, Mohbad house, Mohbad's neighbor, it shouldn't be a difficult thing to know. By visualization, or maybe by rough thinking. Right? So Muyiwa should know which address is better correct to be in Mohbad street, and who is better to say that this one is in Mohbad's house than Yomi Fabi, right?
I will quickly address that with you right now, Papa.
Okay, go on. Address that.
So now Muyiwa lives in US. Muyiwa has never been to Mohbad's estate or house. Muyiwa only had the opportunity to have the address probably through Baba Mohbad. That's number one. Number two, as I've said, Muyiwa has never been there, been to the place. Number three, Muyiwa was the one that gave the address to Yomi, because on that show that day, when Muyiwa said that Yomi gave him a wrong address, mind you, the address we are talking about is not Mohbad's address, but a neighbor's address. So now, because
it should be on the same street now, the same street.
Well, I don't know. I've never been to the place. I won't be able to say whether on the same street or adjacent to each other or perpendicular. I can't say that right now. But to the best of my knowledge, what Muiwa claimed that day was the address was wrong. And Yomi told him that day, but you were the one that actually gave me Mohbad's address on the one when I was going to that place.
But would you agree with me? Would you agree with me for any neighbor camera to be seeing what happened in Mohbad compound? I mean, it means that neighbor's camera needs to be either close to Mohbad house, I mean side by side Mohbad house.
Well, it depends, and it may be.
To be seeing what is happening in the compound, inside the compound. Don't forget
that is correct.
It has a tall gate. It cannot be opposite it. If it's opposite it, you can't be seen. Or your house have to be super taller than the other.
That is correct.
It has to be side by side. Okay, so if Mohbad house is 53, the neighbor own should either be maybe 54 or maybe 52 to see what is happening in the compound. The people are crying and this is happening there to see it. Not another.
We don't know.
Now I'm just trying to use my brain to calculate.
I understand, but we don't know how the numbering was done on that street. We don't know where the street starts or ends from, where another one starts or ends. We don't know, so we will not be able to actually trash that as appropriate. So now, the next thing that happened is that Bukky started posting the address that was sent to Mr. Muiwa.
Can I ask you a question?
Understand?
Please wait, please.
Please go on.
The address that Bukky posted, is there any way we can get that address? Guys, can anybody quickly, just please wait, not you. Guys, can anybody please quickly help us take a screenshot of the address posted by Bukky Jesse? Can anybody here help me quickly go to her page and help me take a screenshot of that address? Let's even see if it's the same street as Mohbad first. Right? At least that will make sense. Whether it's adjacent, whether it's the same street first. Let us be even sure of that. We know Mohbad street name and Mohbad street number. Don't tell me to go there. Okay, I will mute you. You see I'm speaking here, I'm in front of everybody. So is there anybody here who wants to help us take a screenshot? Because we're trying to clear things. Yes. So because Mohbad lives in Orchard Road. Okay, and the number of his house is there. So let's say that we have a street address that is in another street. Then we begin to raise curiosity, to begin to wonder how possible a camera in another street. All right? Because we all can see Mohbad front gate, the compound. We can see it, and we see the entrance. There's no house opposite it, which we can see that. We only see neighbors by the side. We know that there are houses by the side. The way it was arranged.
Paparano, I think it's at the side because even when Yomi was knocking the neighbor's door,
exactly,
live video.
Don't forget, is it that same house that Sakuma went? You know, when Sakuma went there, Sakuma, the neighbor of Mohbad, the nearest neighbor, the person has like there's a shop there where they sell these drinks.
Paparano, yes.
So that same place, right, where they sell drinks, all those stuff. And that is the next to Mohbad gate. Now that one is very, very close now. It's very, very close.
Yes, that's the place.
Exactly. So like that gate, like this, that small door, like that you knock and then they open it. So I guess that is the one. So anyway, and that is if Mohbad house is 53. I don't know whether it's odd or even number, but that one should be 50 something or maybe 40 something. It should be around that same number and the same street. Okay. So now for anyone to come out and say that the street number was wrong, let's sort that out. Because I know that our bad team, they're not good at sorting out things. They only like to fight. Because if they too calm down and listen to Yomi and then follow him technically, this thing will be sorted out. I don't all this fight, you will see where the mistake is coming from. You know, when we are speaking, rushing, everybody will quickly, get away with whatever. But let us calm it down and structure it into perspective. And then we'll begin to see where the mistakes are coming from. So now, an address was sent. An address has been sent to Muiwa. Muiwa, who already know the place, all right, claimed it was a wrong address. Was a number sent out as well? So as to call the person.
No, a number was not sent. I think Yomi told them to knock the door. But
No.
he's having a conversation with that people.
Wait. God's word, please. Just stop right there, please. Okay, Kofi. Now let's come back to you.
Okay. Kofi, what's the question you're asking? If whether
yes,
the number
now we have confirmed. We have confirmed that the street number. That the street number could have been, whatever way, but one party said the street number was not correct, and the other party said believe that the street number was correct. You may believe the street number was correct, right?
Yeah, he said that he gave them the correct address.
Okay, and Muiwa didn't believe in that. So now, yes. So now from this point, now that there is disagreement in address. Now, what was the address sent to Muiwa for?
For Muiwa to get in touch with their attorney, their barrister, for their barrister to get court order so that the CCTV footage will be lifted. But along the line, so they said when they went there, they couldn't do it, they couldn't get it done.
Coffee. We'll look at things now. This is where things became crazy. Yomi, who has already established some relationship with the neighbor, who is in the good place, like I said, to take that case to court, is now telling a third party to go through the same process. That is, a third party now will have to go knock on the neighbor's gate, now discuss with the neighbor, try his luck, and maybe the neighbor will even look at, do I even want to talk to this person? Do I even know this person? It's like this guy, it's like I'm going to be in trouble. From there, the neighbor can even say, I don't even want to talk to anybody.
Papa,
I feel threatened.
Papa, can I comment?
You understand?
Yeah. You remember I told you that as at that time, Yomi was out of Nigeria at that time. Yomi was in UK that time. So there is no way Yomi could have done that as at that time because he was not in Nigeria as at that time. That was when he ran away, that he said he ran for his life. So there is no way he can actually go back from UK and get that thing done himself. Okay. So that was why he told
Good. Wait, just wait, Coffee. Go on holistic. I've got some points there. Go on.
I think what happened here. I think at first Yomi never released the address, the particular address of the next door neighbor, because I think Yomi knows that the next door neighbor had something cogent that he could give. So Yomi never presented that neighbor. So what he did, he presented the other lady who was on that street but far away. Do you understand?
That's not a dualistic.
That's a different case. You're talking about a different case. You're talking about that lady who.
I'm coming there. I will explain that.
Yeah, please.
I will explain that.
Please just wait.
I will explain that. So now, eventually, when Muiwa contacted someone to go there, he told Yomi that he's sending someone there. So prior to that time, Muiwa had already told Yomi to get in touch with his lawyer so that his lawyer will get the court order and name the price that is going to cost and this and that, which Yomi said he will not be able to collect money from them. But since he's not in Nigeria, he wasn't in Nigeria, and since they have their own lawyer, that their lawyer should go ahead.
So now, will you volunteer to have Yomi work with Wahab, right? With their
No. That Yomi should work with his own lawyer, and that he will pay Yomi.
Muiwa suggested to Yomi to work with the lawyer of his own foundation, and then Muiwa will give money to Yomi, any amount that Yomi need to do that, right?
Yes.
And then Yomi said no.
Yomi said no. So as soon as they finished with that conversation,
but now wait. If there was anything,
Coffee, you've missed it there.
Okay, new one coming. Coffee with this, go on.
Yes, when he asked Muiwa, when Muiwa was saying the address, Muiwa did not say the address is wrong. Muiwa was saying the address as ABCD, that he wanted to know the actual house, actual building
Yomi now said
the actual block. Block A, block B.
Yes, yes. Yomi now said he has described the house that he does not need to call particular letter, either is A, B, C, D. That he has described the house. He has boxers in front.
But that is wrong. But that's wrong. That's wrong.
No.
If you have communicated with the neighbor should be the neighbor is already ready to help. The neighbor is ready to help already. He even wanted to show you part of the video. And the neighbor is only waiting for court order to come to lift it away from him. So you have created a good relationship with the neighbor already. So you who went there, you already know the exact address. So now we can say Yomi did not send exact address to Muyiwa. Can we say so?
Maybe.
No,
maybe.
I'm not agree with that.
Okay, wait, new one. New one, please wait. God's word, wait, relax, please.
Do you know why?
Yeah, new one, wait. Let's come to you. Yes, new one. Look at what you just said now. The address that you sent to Muyiwa, it was having A, B, C, D, right?
Okay. That's what Muyiwa said.
Okay.
And
so
Yomi said,
wait. Now, don't rush. If you rush, you see, if you rush, you will miss it. Just take it. Follow me the way I'm going.
Okay.
If you are right, don't rush. If you are right, you are right. No matter how much I ask questions, don't be scared. Don't worry. Let's just speak it slowly. But I'm not here to nail Yomi. I love him. He's doing so well. But I just want us to know at which point all of us can help in this case. Now we are trying to come into it. We might be seeing it, so that some things were joke and let's forget about it. But now I want to come into it. Let's not bother. Okay, it's real now. Okay, so now the address that was sent to Muyiwa, it contained A, B, C, D, according to Muyiwa, right?
Yes.
Okay, but according to Yomi, when Muyiwa replied to Yomi, when he answered back to Yomi that the address you sent to me is not specific, what was the response of Yomi?
Yomi's response was that he didn't know that particular address as APCD. That you people are the one that gave me Mohbad's address. That you're supposed to know that place well. That only one he knew. He can describe the house for them and what is in the front of the house.
So now, with this explanation, can we say Yomi's address was not very specific?
That's not correct.
Well,
he sent the picture. Go on.
What if those houses have the same color?
Okay.
How do you know the exact block? Okay, for someone to say that, for someone to come. Okay, I want to ask those of you who saw the posted address. Did you see any letter there, Kofi?
I can't remember. It's been long, honestly.
Okay, it's been long. Okay. But from what we can see right now, when Yomi responded in a descriptive way that I can describe it to you that I don't know that area very well. So it means Yomi did not create any relationship between the man and Muyiwa directly, but he wanted Muyiwa to go there and research by himself, right?
Exactly, because
then
he said the man.
Then what was his own usefulness?
Wait now. He said the man because the man is also scared. He's scared for his life. He said the man didn't give him his number, his phone number. He didn't give him. He only said, okay, just drop your mail address. Then I will contact you if there's anything. But make sure you get the court order. And he said, okay, let me get into the Baba Mohbad's lawyer through Muyiwa. And that was why he gave Muyiwa the address. And Muyiwa actually went there with someone. I mean, he said a lawyer, not knowing that the guy wasn't a lawyer.
No, please wait. Please wait. Okay. Yomi has done the investigation. He has confirmed that there exists a tangible substance that can be dependent on. Now, because of circumstances, Yomi was unable. Amina, please don't come up. You are very emotional. I don't need you in this conversation right now. Okay, you see, if you guys make yourself emotional when I'm discussing something very serious, I won't bring you because I don't want to hurt you. I don't like people who are very hurt. If we take time, me myself, I may be a slow thinker. Okay, then you will educate me, or maybe when I ask questions, maybe I will educate you. Okay, very simple. So now, Yomi has, the importance of Yomi was to go, do an investigation, which people mobilized, they supported him, and he went there in that course. Okay? People have been going there before by themselves, but not to investigate. It was just personal investigation. But the person who represented the public who went there, to really ask questions is Yomi. Kudos to him, he did so well, right? So now, after establishing the relationship with that person, where the person also was ready to work with him, because believe me, if Yomi has gone to that man with a lawyer to try to get those information, the man would have cooperated with Yomi, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now, but circumstances did not, allow Yomi to be in the country. Yomi had to, quickly leave the country, especially during that particular moment, right? During that particular moment, for me, it's suspicious. Why it has to be in that moment where something crucial was happening, you have to be out of the country. It's suspicious, but I will still put that on a 50-50 basis, right? Something's about to come, it's about to bloom, and then suddenly, everybody just went away and it get destroyed. So now let us.
Do you know why?
Let us come back to it. Let us come back to it. Let's come back to it. Muyiwa don't know the exact location according to him. Yomi described the place to Muyiwa. Then Muyiwa eventually right now went to somewhere which we don't even know where Muyiwa went to. As we speak.
Muyiwa sent someone. He sent someone.
Yeah.
He didn't go. He didn't.
No, sure. No. Muyiwa, sure. Muyiwa. When I'm saying Muyiwa go to, I'm just trying to use that name because that's who Yomi is dealing with. Okay. So Muyiwa sent someone there, right? So how are we sure first that the person went to that same neighbor? Can we establish that?
Now this is what happened. So at the end of the day, they resolved. They agreed together. Muyiwa sent someone back to that place, and when that person got to that place,
please, can you mention him? I want to know when Biodun. They have been mentioning Biodun Lawa. I don't know how Biodun Lawa came to
this is where I'm going now. So when that person, I think Sheyi or something, I can't remember the name, was the person they sent.
Exactly, Sheyi.
They told Yomi that.
Please wait. Please wait. This you're working with me and with many people. When you introduce Sheyi, who brought Sheyi, what concerns Sheyi, where Sheyi coming from, please establish that and let us know how
that is where I'm going now, because it was at the onset. We never knew who Sheyi was, who sent Sheyi to that place. So what we knew was that Muyiwa sent a lawyer to that place, and the supposedly lawyer was in touch with Yomi. They were, conversing on phone. All right. So at that point, when the guy got to that place, he tried to connect with the owner of the house. So when he couldn't reach that person, he told Yomi. Yomi told him maybe he should hang around within the neighborhood. Maybe the man is not at home. All right, and that maybe later in the evening, we'll be able to get in touch with the man. Along the line.
Wait. Coffee, please wait. Did Yomi make any arrangement with the man, with the neighbor that we may be coming, I may need to call you before I come next time, blah blah. You can't just go to somebody's house. When you first see somebody, the first thing you do with them, you introduce yourself, you exchange number, right? So was Yomi expecting this lawyer to go there, hang around, get a hotel, and then be going anytime to check whether the neighbor is there? Or did Yomi already arrange with the neighbor that I'm sending somebody to come to you? Was there such arrangement?
I don't think so.
So the arrangement that was ground, it was for the lawyer to go and investigate himself, to go and wait and check to see when the neighbor comes, and then go and, try to find out what's up by himself, right?
I think it's for the lawyer to introduce himself to the owner of the house and let the owner of the house.
How do you get owner of the house? Is to start investigating, to wait and check and see who is even there, a lady, a boy. You don't even know who you're going to meet there.
No, he's going is sequel to Yomi's previous conversation with the owner of the house.
And that's what I'm saying, that the Yomi informed the guy that someone is coming, which is very important.
No.
Okay. No. So and then when this guy went there, and according to Yomi's description, he didn't meet the neighbor in that house. he contacted back Yomi. Neighbor is not there. Then Yomi told him to hang around, right? In the neighborhood.
Correct.
Okay.
So let me come in there, please.
Oh yeah, new one.
Let me come in there. All right. When that guy got there, he got that house. He pressed the boxers that Yomi asked him to do. He said nobody was responding. Yomi now said, okay, it's likely the man is not around.
Button or boxer?
Boxer.
Boxer in front of the man's house.
Okay.
Yes, the boxer in the man's house. He said there was no response. He now said, okay, hang out. But I will send another lady's number to you. That this woman is another person that said there's how he can link us to the estate security where they can get central CCTV.
Let's wait. Story has changed here. We are going.
It has not changed.
Wait. Just please, I'm just trying to divide it. First, we are going here for neighbor's footage. What neighbor has, right?
Yes.
So while waiting for that neighbor's footage, we have not gotten that neighbor's footage and the neighbor was not around. So now, in response, Yomi said he will send another woman, who has another evidence, right?
Exactly.
Different from his neighbor evidence.
Yes.
Okay, now go on with the story.
So, he sent the lady's number to the guy Mr. Muiwa presented as a lawyer. He sent the number. So the next thing the Yomi we see was a call from the lady. He sent that, why did you give my number to? See what they sent to me. They sent the data of the lady. Her address, the date of her birth, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately.
Just stop, please stop.
Unfortunately, let me make a point. Unfortunately.
Go on.
Okay. Unfortunately.